Hello, you're watching New Wave Global. My name is Malik Mashood. The United States has been increasing pressure on two of its most important allies in the Indo-Pacific region, Japan and Australia. Washington has been urging both these countries to clearly outline what role they would play if a war were to break out between the US and China over Taiwan. According to a recent report by the Financial Times, the Pentagon has directly asked both of these nations, if China attacks Taiwan, will you support us militarily? This push is being led by Elbridge Colby, the US Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, and it's fair to say that the pressure campaign has not gone down well with either Tokyo or Canberra. Australia's Defence Minister has publicly refused to make any advance commitments. He stressed that any such decision would be made by the government of the day, depending upon the circumstances at the time. During a 6-day official visit to China on July 12th, Australian Prime Minister also reaffirmed that his government supports the status quo on Taiwan, which means that Australia opposes any unilateral change to the current political situation, but at the same time, he firmly rejected any suggestion that Australia would automatically be involved in a war scenario. Meanwhile, to understand the roots of this issue, let's take a quick look at the historical background. Taiwan was ruled by China for centuries until the Chinese Civil War ended in 1949. At that point, the defeated nationalist government fled to Taiwan and set up a rival government. Since then, China has regarded Taiwan as a breakaway province, one it still hopes to reunify with the mainland someday. In recent years, tensions have risen significantly. Many in Washington believe that a Chinese move on Taiwan is imminent. This concern is in line with the Davidson window, a theory put forward by former US Indo-Pacific Commander Philip Davidson. He warned that China might attempt to take Taiwan by 2027. Despite not officially recognizing Taiwan as an independent country, the United States still remains one of its most important allies, maintaining informal diplomatic relations and serving as Taiwan's largest arms supplier. Here's where the situation gets ironic. While the United States is demanding clarity and military commitment from its allies, it continues to follow a policy of strategic ambiguity. This means Washington has been avoiding making any promises about what it would do if Taiwan were attacked. On multiple occasions, American leaders have walked a fine line, sometimes hinting at military intervention, other times pulling back. It is often argued that the point of keeping things vague is to stop China from attacking, while also making sure Taiwan doesn't take any risky steps. The goal of strategic ambiguity is to avoid creating a situation that could lead to war. This inconsistency has prompted critics to ask, how can the US develop joint war plans with its allies when it refuses to say what it would do itself? It's a valid question, and one that puts America's credibility to the test. At the heart of this strategy is Elbridge Colby. He has also stirred controversy by reviewing the AUKUS agreement, a major security pact between the US, UK and Australia that aims to provide Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. Some reports suggest that Colby has linked Australia's access to these submarines with its willingness to support the US in a Taiwan conflict. After the Financial Times story was published, Colby took to social media to defend the Pentagon's position. He wrote that the Department of Defense is focused on implementing the President's America First agenda, which includes restoring deterrence and achieving peace through strength. That means urging allies to increase their defense spending and contribute more actively to collective security. Analysts believe that these aggressive tactics may be part of a broader strategy to make sure China doesn't take military action while Trump is still in office. All of this puts the allies in a difficult and uncertain position. The US is asking its allies to make military commitments, to prepare for war scenarios and to increase their defense budgets, all while refusing to make its own position clear. The result is a growing sense of confusion, frustration and mistrust. In the end, this situation exposes a clear gap between US words and actions, between its strategy and diplomacy.